George R.R. Martin, the lazy king of Westeros, rolling in gold.
George R.R. Martin, you better be working on that new book.
I am!
George R.R. Martin, the portly scribe of A Song of Ice and Fire, has gone from being the literary darling of the fantasy world to an embodiment of lethargy so epic it could have its own chapter in his books. The man who once weaved the intricate politics of Westeros now seems more interested in counting his dragons of the golden monetary variety than in delivering the long-awaited The Winds of Winter. Let's talk brass tacks, or rather gold coins. When HBO turned his books into Game of Thrones, Martin reportedly made a cool $15 million per season, and that's not counting his share of merchandise licensing and the cha-ching from reprinted book sales. By the end of the show's 8-season run, Martin's earnings were estimated to be around $120 million. Not bad for someone who hasn't completed a single book since 2011, eh? And it's not as if he's gone broke trying to find the time. The man lives in a sprawling mansion in Santa Fe filled with first edition books and, one assumes, a mountain of excuses for why the next novel isn't finished. His blog, charmingly titled Not a Blog, is ironically one of the most active things about him, filled with updates on everything except the novels fans actually care about. Instead of focusing on Westeros, Martin has been busy with side gigs. He's writing spin-offs for HBO, House of the Dragon and the like, collaborating on Elden Ring, attending conventions, and apparently doing everything but locking himself in a room and typing. For someone who loves to say, "I'm still working on it," he's certainly doing a lot of not working on it. It's hard not to wonder, has the passion gone? Once, Martin's tales of dragons, betrayals, and power struggles were unmatched, but now his procrastination is the stuff of legend. He's promised the Winds of Winter for years, always missing his self-imposed deadlines. It's become a running joke among fans, who've waited so long that some probably feel like Bran sitting under that tree, just without the magical visions. Martin himself has admitted he may not finish the series. "If I die, they'll just have to figure it out," he once quipped. Cheeky, but also deeply unsettling for fans who've poured their hearts into his sprawling world. And at 75, with health concerns not uncommon for a man of his age and stature, the chances of him completing the series seem as slim as a Lannister showing restraint. Let's not even start on the Game of Thrones TV series, which veered off a cliff in its later seasons when it ran out of Martin's source material. Many fans turn to the books for solace, only to find that they're stuck on the same cliffhanger from over a decade ago. It's a tragic irony. The man who once set the standard for epic fantasy now feels like the laziest king in all the Seven Kingdoms. At this point, George R.R. Martin is more of a brand than an author. He's happy to bask in the wealth and accolades while leaving his fans to endlessly speculate about unfinished plot lines. It's a shame, really, because his world of Westeros deserves better. So, the question remains, will the Winds of Winter ever see the light of day? Or will Martin continue to hoard his gold like Smaug? One thing's for sure, the fans of A Song of Ice and Fire might as well start preparing their own eulogies for the books and their hopes.